Hello everyone, this is Dow here with my tag video where I have to sort of give you 5 facts about myself and then also tag 5 other people. I'm actually surprised that I actually did get tagged, so I did, because I thought I'd never see the end of the day, but I did get tagged with someone by sacheen1712, a lovely woman from Saskatchewan, Canada. So let's get going here with the facts before I sort of ramble on before I start. The first fact is that, like her, I've been collecting a magazine for a number of years, since 1996, so I have. Although I haven't got every issue since then, no, because some of them are gone. I think I lost them, had to throw them away, I believe. And there's a gap between 1999 and 2000, around 1999 to 2001 or so, like around that there. I stopped collecting it though because I was pretty much low on funds at that point, so couldn't really afford it every month. But ever since 2001 I've gotten every single issue, and I have a container in that cupboard over there which is basically full, pretty much, because it has loads of issues, so it does. And that magazine publication is known as Games Master, so it is. And this is the latest issue here, which is the review of Batman Arkham Asylum, and these is the last 2 issues here. One that covers E3 and the other one is a review of Ghostbusters. I really enjoy this magazine, so I do. It was basically sort of came into edition because there was a show. It sort of came from a show really as well, because there was a show called Games Master that started in 91 or 92 and on Channel 4 and was on every, I think, Thursday night, I believe. And it was just a great show that sort of had like these challenges where people played this game and had to do a challenge, and also there's Games Master who helped people with stuck on things and that there, and had reviews of course as well, so they did on certain games. It was just a great show, so it was, and it ended in 97, so it did. And this is basically started in 1983, so it has, and it's been going ever since. It's a good magazine to read. Probably not the best one out there. It's probably better like publications for people who like better, more like sort of constructive reviews per se, something like Age perhaps. But some of them are dear though. Some of them are like £5, £4.50. This is like £4 though, and like, as I just got it because I've been getting it for a number of years, so that's why I still get it every month. The second fact is that I like reading a set of books, so I do, and they are wrestling autobiographies. Because I'm sort of into wrestling. I'm not really die hard. I don't like go follow everything now. I sort of come and go. Like I was back there in it recently, but I'm not sort of drifting off again because, quite frankly, the wrestling scene, like the main one, stream one, kind of sucks at the moment. So it does. But I like reading wrestling autobiographies, especially if they're about a star. If there's a biography of a star I like this one here, which is A Lion's Tale Chris Jericho, Around the World in Spandex. A very good one. If you're a fan of Chris Jericho, I recommend it. So I do. It's just sort of enjoyable to read certain wrestling stories, and just sort of life on, see their life on the road and things like that. Now it's just kind of sad though, because sometimes like they're on the road majority of the year and they hardly have any time to like see their family and friends unless they bring them on the road with them, which I presume some wrestlers perhaps do, while other ones sort of can't really afford it, or like their families don't really want to, so they do. And it's just very enjoyable to read them. Some of like the stories are pretty like funny, some of them are very interesting, some of them are kind of tragic and things like that. Now I have got like a majority of the books, so like Mick Foley's Mankind's is brilliant. Hitman, Bret Hart one, it's a brilliant one, and like some of them are better than others, and some of them are rereadable, where others just you can read them once and just say, I don't really want to read this again, it wasn't really that good. But like they're interesting to read nonetheless. The third fact is that I used to be way into way into a series and a trading card game known as Yu-Gi-Oh! Back around 2003, 2004, I think 2005, around that time. I think it was 2003 I believe it started. So it was, and I just was really into it though. I was introduced to it by my friend, an ex-friend of mine, and I started watching the series, and I just find it enjoyable though. I know some people hate it. I enjoyed it though, and then I got into the trading card game sort of later, like not long after that, and I was way into the thing. I was into it so much that I actually wasted £43, I believe it was, on the 3 Egyptian god cards when that season was on, was on here for the first time, and I sort of just wasted money getting the cards and getting some cards on eBay and getting like booster packs and things like that now. And even though I never really there wasn't really any tournaments though, I just sort of played with like a handful of friends, so I did. But it was just enjoyable to play nonetheless though, and I just enjoyed watching the series and that. But eventually that I grew out of that, of course, and but actually I still do watch Yu-Gi-Oh in a way through this very funny parody series known as Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged Series, where this person basically condenses Yu-Gi-Oh! Into several minutes, episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Into several minutes, and just basically takes the mickey out of it. It's very funny though, whereas like there's like video game references, there's film references, there's TV references, and other references though. And even if you probably never watched Yu-Gi-Oh! You'd still probably find something funny about it for those kind of references. But if you did watch the series like myself, you'd appreciate it a bit more because you get some of the jokes better than others, so you do. But it's a very funny series though. If you want to know more about it, check out Card Games FTW on YouTube. That's the username. This guy's name is Martin. He used to be known as Little Karibo on YouTube until that channel was banned. But he has all the episodes there and other things as well, and I recommend you check it out. It's awesome. The fourth fact is that I am one of those people who perhaps maybe a minority perhaps, that do not drink, smoke, or take drugs. I do not think they're necessary. I don't think they're necessary whatsoever. I believe that drugs and smoking a thing of like, it's just a waste of time. Like, why would you take something that's harmful to your body at the end of the day? I've had beer though, but like I can't stand. I think it's better. It's absolutely better. And wine, it tastes like champagne and wine. It's just like, ugh, it's just a disgusting taste, and I just can't stand it whatsoever though. And I just rather have like, a can of Fanta Orange or something like that now, or a Coke or something, and 7-Up and things like that now, because that's pretty much what I feel is better for me than like, beer. Sorry about that, got interrupted. So anyway, it's just basically a waste of time at the end of the day. For my final fact, I'm just going to show you a little something. It's just sort of another thing I was into though, but I don't know a lot of people out there. I know very little people. I'm probably the only one that I know of that was into this series, Kerbers, back in the 80s. I was born in 1985, so it was, and this is the first series I fell in love with. I grew up with other shows, like the Power Rangers, Rugrats, shows like that, but this will be always in my memory though, because it was the first one I adored. And this is the Champer. This is the one I got my very first Christmas, I believe, and I've had it ever since, and I'll never let it go. I'll have this until the day I die, so I will. I just still have it to this day, and I think it's still in pretty good condition. Like, I haven't ravished it apart or anything like that now, so I have. And I just loved it. I watched the episode. I watched it religiously. My mom says to me as well, I sort of acted it out because I was probably that into it though. And Christmas picture I had basically shows me watching the video, watching the show. I wasn't looking at the camera. Like, they were trying to get my attention, but I was just too focused on the Kerbers that the picture of me is just basically me looking at the TV rather than into the camera. So there you go. I just really loved it. So that's pretty much all. That's my 5 facts. Some of them might be interesting, some of them may not. But that's basically what all I can think of. Right, the 5 users I am going to tag are there are 5 of them. I'm not sure. I'd looked into the videos though, and I don't think some of them. I think 2 of them might have already done a tag video. But I'm just going to tag them anyway. But I don't think. I'm not sure. I looked at the videos though. But right, I'm going to tag them now. First one, Scotch Duck 17. Great guy. He does Let's Play videos. I believe he has been tagged though, but I'll just do it anyway. The Wesker is another one. He's a good guy. Retro Gamer HD, Davian Gamer CX, and Spike 321 Bebop. Those people have been tagged. And also I'll tag a few others just in case some of them have been tagged, but I believe they're not. Stan Higuereta 3116 and Jedi Skills 173, I believe. They've been tagged. So thank you and goodbye.